Now we are going to read the passage all together. I want Maggie to start by reading the first paragraph.
As the undersea vents example shows, life is extremely adaptable.
What does that word adaptable mean?
That animals or things can live in new places.
Yeah, so being able to adjust to new conditions. Animals are adaptable because they can adjust to survive in new places. Keep going.
All different kinds of places on Earth have animals and plants that have adapted over many years to thrive in the particular places where they live. Some animals that live in places where it is very snowy, like high in the mountains or in the Arctic, end up white so that they fit in better. Animals and plants that live in the desert, like cacti and camels, have evolved so that they need only the very little water that they get living there. Now think of fish. They are able to swim and breathe perfectly in the water, but a fish would not do very well living in the middle of the desert. Similarly, if you took a big black bear from the forest and dropped it down in the middle of the ocean, it would not last long at all.
Okay, Maggie, what was the main idea of that paragraph?
Animals and plants being adaptable and living in different places.
Good. Now I want Maddie to read the next paragraph.
Okay. This is because a process called natural selection has been at work since not long after the Earth first formed many billions of years ago. Natural selection allows animals that have traits suited to a particular environment to survive and produce offspring.
Okay, that word natural selection, what do we think that means?
I think it has something to do with how different animals can survive in different places.
Good. So I have here that animals change to survive in new environments so that their species don't die off. So natural selection is the reason why animals are able to be adaptable.
Okay,
keep going.
Animals who are unable to adapt to changes in their environments die off. With this process constantly at work, nature produces all sorts of animals well suited to where they are. Giraffes with long necks to reach the leaves on the trees in Africa, bears that sleep through long winters where there is no food, and on and on.
Okay, Maddie, what do you think the main idea of that paragraph was?
It was talking about natural selection and how it is like a big factor of how animals live where they live.
Good. So let's think about the topic sentence of this paragraph. Can you read that for me?
This is because a process called natural selection has been at work since not long after the Earth first formed many billions of years ago.
Okay. So what do you think the paragraph will be about just by looking at the topic sentence?
It'll probably be about how natural selection works and how it's helped animals change.
Good. That is a perfect gist statement for this paragraph. Okay. So I'll read the last sentence. The process of natural selection helps us to understand how many plants and animals became the way they are. Many times life finds a way no matter how harsh the environment. So now that we've read the entire passage, can one of you give me a gist statement for the whole reading?
This reading said that animals can live in new places.
Good. It did talk about that. What other big ideas did we read about today?
We read about natural selection and bacteria and hydrothermal vents.
Good. Now, how can we put all of those together into one gist statement summary for the whole reading?
The story is about how they found bacteria living in vents on the ocean floor and how the other types of creatures can adapt to life in strange places.
Perfect.